Garrett Church is coming in. Mr. Church next. Shane's Rib Shack for a Thursday night. Garrett, good to see you.
How you doing,
Doing
sir?
well. You gave up football, right?
Yes, sir.
Became
I
a
did.
full-time wrestler. How about that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And it paid off.
Yes, sir. It really did.
Talk about that state championship. What did that title mean to you? I mean, you win, and you're now the champ of 182 for the entire state 4A. Back when I was a kid wrestling, we didn't have any 4A, 3A, 2A. We just had one big blast A. Now, and the only way you could get there was like you had to finish in the top two. Now you finish the top four, I think you get to the states. Tough back in the old days, but you took care of business in the modern day. Tell us how you did this.
Well, it took a lot of work. It really did. I had to wrestle a lot, and that's the reason I just stopped playing football, because I knew that I loved wrestling. Yes, sir.
Are you going to Appalachian or somewhere like that?
That's where I want to go. Yes, sir. They've got the major I want, what I want to study, and I'd love to wrestle there if I could.
What would you study up there?
Education. I want to be an elementary school PE teacher.
Elementary PE. So would you travel around to different elementary schools or stay at one all day long? So they got some of those roving guys out there.
I'd want to just stay at one, but if I had to, I'd go to two or three.
So you want to teach those little kids PE?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I've studied PE a lot in different studies, whatever. But what major part do you want to teach these kids? What's the concept? What do you want to tell these kids?
Well, I'm actually in this class now at Southeast, and it's an early childhood education class.
Right.
And we go to different elementary schools.
And you fall in love with that?
Fell in love with it, yes, sir.
Do you want to teach these kids, help these kids, so more kids will be less obese and in better shape?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a plan.
Yeah, that's a good plan to have. How hard was it to get where you are today? I know you got the arm, you got the strength. How was it hard to get where you are today?
Oh, it was so hard. It really was, because it just took so much work.
How many matches did you lose?
My whole high school career?
This year,
this year, I went 55-1 this year.
Who'd you lose to?
I lost to a kid from Northwood that I'd beaten twice before, and he's a really good wrestler. He ended up winning 3A, 182. And he just caught me on my back at the beginning. I ended up coming back and losing 6-7, but
you lost by 1 point, lost one match all year.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't matter since you're a state champ, though, right?
It's all right.
When you go down the road, they're going to ask you what your record was. You tell them 55-1, but they're going to tell them, dude, you won the whole thing.
Yes.
Has to feel good.
Yes,
has to feel good. What were your goals coming into the year? What were your goals coming into the season?
Coming into the season, I had a lot of pressure on me from quitting football. A bunch of people had said it was kind of
running back then, right?
Fullback, yes, sir.
I remember that guy.
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure, though, because a lot of people said it was a bad decision. I should have just stuck with football. And the first match of the year, I wrestled a kid from Chapel Hill, and I only beat him by a point, and he ended up being a state runner-up. But I was like, after that match, I was like, did I really make the right decision? And then after that, just the wins started coming, and I knew I made the right decision.
Who supported you during that decision?
So many. My dad. It took him a little bit, because he actually played college football at Western Carolina.
Wow.
And my grandpa, he actually played college football at Elon. They were both fullbacks. So
my gosh, you're in the same exact mold of granddad and dad, and you gave it up.
Exactly. They weren't sure about it at first, but they ended up supporting me big time. And God, he helped me get through all that stuff.
It's good to have that as your coach right there.
Yes, sir.
Do you do a lot of weight training stuff too?
Yes, sir, I do.
How do you keep your weight down to make that 182 weight class?
At the beginning of the year, it's kind of hard. Like, I'd come in at the beginning weighing about 198, 200, and once I got the weight off, it was just easy to keep it down.
Just do the same thing every day in practice, keep it down.
It was easy to keep it down.
What's the best day you ever had in wrestling? The best day ever.
The best is winning the state championship.
Man. What'd you do when you won it? What was your reaction like?
As soon as the whistle blew, I just jumped up in the air and started running around, then shook his hand, they raised my hand, I did a cartwheel. I didn't know what else to do.
I think I've seen that on TV. Did they show that on TV?
I saw
they showed a lot of the guys, the reaction after they won. Yeah. I may have seen that on TV possibly.
I think they did.
Now, you got the blonde hair now too, that helps.
Yes, sir. It's I guess.
A lot of Ric Flairs in the house. Evan almost looks like Shelton Benjamin. Remember Shelton Benjamin from the WWE a while back? Out of Orangeburg, South Carolina? So win a wrestle maybe in Appalachian.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Again, with the Garrett Church, Southeast Guilford wrestling team. Your best move that nobody can stop.
It's got to be on bottom. I mean, it's an easy move, but my stand-up is it's really hard to stop. Most people can't hold me when I'm on bottom.
Who's your workout partner in practice?
It's Evan Surgeon and our 195 Michael Johnson, who placed 6th this year.
Excellent. Get some good
Yes,
workout
sir.
practice.
Yes, sir.
Has Evan ever made you cry in practice? You got a minute now. Did you ever shed a tear? He worked you so hard.
I don't think I may have made him cry a couple times.
So change the shoes. The shoes on the other foot possibly there. I got you.
I'm joking.
I got you. The meal you had after you won the title.
I actually didn't go with them to Isabella's because I was just so exhausted from the day. I went home with my parents, and I think they stopped at a Chinese place when I was asleep in the back.
So you passed out.
I was asleep,
Tired, yeah.
and I woke up. I went in there, and we got our stuff. Got home. I ate. It's good food.
What'd you have? You remember?
Sesame chicken, I think.
Wow. Back when I was in school, we used to have to do these weigh-ins for the tournaments like over at Ragsdale. We come over to High Point Road. We go in these restaurants and order this food. Like, you get out of school that day on Friday. Get out of school. It was great. Get out of school to begin with. You ran around and sit around these restaurants. We'd be so hungry waiting for food to get there. We start grabbing food off other people's plates and just finish our food. We didn't eat anything in sight. We were that hungry back in those days. That's how crazy it got. The best comeback you've ever had in a match. Last second finish, last second victory. Garrett Church, Southeast Guilford.
Sarah Wilkes tournament up at Moorhead. It had my semifinals match. I had a guy who ended up getting second in the state 3A, and I was losing with about 10 seconds left, and he had been warned for stalling, and the ref warned him again, and right when he warned him, I just threw him by and took him down with about 6 seconds left to win the match.
Ever wrestled a girl in practice or in a match?
Younger days I have.
That was associated with school, right?
Yeah, not during school, but like during, like when I was
matches?
really young. Yeah, club match.
When did you start? How old?
I started when I was maybe in 5th grade, but I stopped, and then I started again when I was in 7th.
Gotcha. Did your dad get you involved in it early?
Yes, sir, he did.
He got you started. A few other questions for Garrett. Let you get rolling here, but what'd you do Monday? Monday afternoon, there's no more wrestling practice. You won the state champ. You probably go out in front of the school and tell everybody, I'm signing autographs, 4:15 after school. Meet me in the parking lot up by the tennis court in Southeast. I'm going to be signing autographs. What'd you do that Monday?
I actually got with one of my friends, Michael Branch, who
Big man Branch, big lineman. Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
He's been one of my best friends for a while, and he actually didn't wrestle this year the first time, and I didn't play football, so we hadn't been together in a while. We went out and went to a Chinese buffet.
Chinese buffet.
Ate.
You love that, right? You ate a lot that Monday.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
really ate more Monday maybe you did Saturday night then.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Man, where was this Chinese buffet?
It was on High Point Road, right beside Chili's.
Gotcha.
It's called Ichiban Buffet, something like that.
Ichiban Buffet, and you wore it out Monday afternoon.
yeah.
Big time celebration. Coach Jed Cox, what's Coach Cox mean to you?
I love the man. I really do. At first, it kind of started out rocky. I was, I didn't really love him that much. But my sophomore year, it came like I fell in love with him. And then throughout the years, he's just been closer.
What do you tell this man now that it's all done and after the way things ended?
Tell him thank you.
Yes.
That's what you got to tell him. Thank you for the support.
If you could bring somebody along with you and share it with you, even as you share it right now, who'd you bring with you for the ride?
There's too many people to name. There really
Definitely your dad
is.
and your granddad.
Yes, my dad, my granddad, some of my really good friends, my club coach Bobby Lloyd. I love that man too.
Man, I like to wrestle that guy today. I think I could take Lloyd. That guy's tough. Bobby Lloyd going back. Yeah, he was.
He's tough.
Like a bull.
Oh yeah, but there's a lot of people. There really is.
Shout out tonight. Who do you give the big shout out to?
God, I give a big shout out to God.
What church do you go to?
Calvary Baptist Church up in McLeansville.
You go to McLeansville then. You travel on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Don't miss a Sunday, right?
No.
I bet
sir.
Sunday was good when you went to church this
yeah.
past Sunday.
The last Sunday
man,
after,
it
it was great. It really was.
The person made you what you are today and got you where you are today. What you going to be tomorrow?
My father, my whole family, really, my drill partners, both like Coach Cox and Coach Bobby Lloyd, God, again, there's so many people again.
If you could bring in Ric Flair, Kurt Angle, Hulk Hogan, or John Cena to speak at the banquet, you guys won the title, who would you bring to speak at the banquet? One of those four. Maybe another guy, too, maybe Mike instead of those four. Come on, those four, who'd you bring now? Let's pinpoint these guys down.
Can you say them again?
Let's run through it one more time. Ric Flair, Kurt Angle, Hulk Hogan or John Cena?
Ric Flair.
Flair would come in.
Just because so many comparisons to Ric Flair.
He would have the quickest speech in professional. You know what you do?
Yeah.
The big woo one time. Just go
yeah.
woo and the speech would be done. And the place would be turned upside down.
Exactly.
Garrett, good job, my man.
Hey,
Congratulations on the
thank you,
victory.
thank you.
Made the right decision. I'd hate to have to make that decision myself. You made the right move.
Thank you,
State
thank you.